Good morning, football. Here's the highlights from last night. Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears. Jason Garrett walking around, hollering at Jerry. Jerry giving him a clap and a high five and a hug.
He loves him.
Key card still works. We'll find out. Oh, come on, guys. It's a joke. Jason Garrett still got a job. But you know who else has a job? This guy right here, and he might be a job for a long time because Mitchell Trubisky just proved that he is the franchise quarterback for the Cowboys. They win this in a convincing manner. I mean, for the Bears, I'm sorry. 31-24.
Big offseason stuff.
Let's look ahead to next week. Why not? Thursday night action returns December 12th. It's Lamar Jackson and the Ravens continuing their push for the top spot in the AFC. The New York Jets are visiting Baltimore. It is Jets-Ravens. Thursday night football. Cannot wait for this one. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network on Fox.
What if the Jets took Lamar instead of Darnold? What would that have been like?
I don't know. And streaming on Prime Video. We are joined now by my guy, intrepid reporter, columnist, our colleague at NFL Network, Nate's best friend, clearly from what I saw in the commercial break. Please welcome back to the breakfast table, Michael Silver.
Hello. Hey.
I love hanging out with you guys. I might love hanging out with a couple of rock legends a little more, but
what do you mean?
We'll get there.
What do you got?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Is that a tease?
Would you sit down with neon trees? Who'd you have?
Wow.
Did you bring those rock legends with you to the show today?
By the way, yes, I did. Did you? Okay. Said, who did you have?
Yeah.
I did.
So there's a lot of nervous fan bases, Michael, worried about whether or not their team's going to make the postseason. We're going to ask you to give us a positive spin in a segment that we are calling Silver Linings. We want you to pull them out of the sky, out of your rosy disposition. Tell us why these squads will make it. And let's start off with the Rams, sitting at 7-5, outside looking in. Why are they making the playoffs?
Okay, so the Sean McVay you and I know and love, that's the guy who just said publicly, they asked him why he wasn't getting Gurley the ball more, and he said, because I was, because I'm an idiot. Mm-hmm. That's the open, funny Sean. I think this team does well when they're pressed. In New Orleans last year, because the Super Bowl went so bad for them, we forget. I was at that game in New Orleans, the loud, intensity when they fell behind early. It looked like a wrap, and they fought through and pulled out that game in overtime. I think they are going to summon that intensity. They're going to have to win out and get a little help, but I think they have it in them.
The Titans are wild. It's a cool story right now, out of nowhere. Mike, they've won 5 of 6. They're still in the hunt column. What do you make of this team? Can they get in?
The Titans are weird because when under Vrabel, when they're good, you're like, whoa, they beat the Patriots last year, and then sometimes it's like, oh man, but better with Ryan Tannehill, and they have a tough schedule, but in a way it's helpful because they play the Texans twice. Yep. So, if you beat the Texans twice, you got a shot.
All right, you did a sit-down with Zach and Julie Ertz a few weeks ago. That was great. You got to feel in the facility a little bit. The Eagles have been as bad as the Cowboys, if not worse. We just don't do it every day because they're not on prime time every night. Do the Eagles have a shot to beat the Cowboys and get this thing going?
Absolutely, because the key word in that question was Cowboys. It's the NFC least. Somebody has to win the division. They play again in Philly. You would think if you lose a game to the Dolphins in, down the stretch that you pretty much can forget it. But no, the Cowboys lose on Thursday and you have new life. Just beat the Cowboys and you're in.
They were in full pads yesterday. I was hanging out with Malcolm Jenkins on the Amazon show. Full pads yesterday for this squad. They're ready to win these divisional
I'm sure Malcolm was super thrilled about that.
Well, they're super motivated to get it done, especially after last night.
All right, so the Raiders, they took a tough loss to the Chiefs last week, okay? So tell the Oakland fans why they still have a shot at the playoffs.
Well, Oakland is near and dear to my heart. Yeah. They have 2 more games in that stadium. Unless, there's a construction delay, I won't be mad. But, they have the Titans, who we've just talked about, and they have the Jags, who seem to be mailing it in a little bit and looking ahead to next year. So figure out a way to win those 2. You finish on the road against a pair of struggling division rivals in the Chargers and Broncos. It's there for the taking. And I just hope they may not get a home game, but I just hope those Oakland fans get one taste of the postseason before they leave.
I hope we get to find out who these rock legends were.
I feel like we will, but you guys probably have more control of that given that it's, your show.
Okay, we'll tell you when we come back, right? Let's play some Pinball Wizard, go to break, come back.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Well, more with Michael Silver.
Show me doing the Pinball Wizard thing from last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the Who!
You got a pinball machine.
Oh, no!